A lot of young players coming through, and we mentioned them there. We saw images while Selena was speaking of some of the standout young players in this World Cup. I want to just take it away quickly from this final game. A bright future for football.
Yeah, well, yeah, there have been. We made a little list with all the impressive new names we've seen. It goes from Unai, for example, for Morocco, who came really out of nowhere. But you also have players like Enzo Fernandez, where if you follow it a little bit and you see how he's doing with Benfica or Gonzalo Ramos, for example. Yeah, there's a new generation standing up, and it has to, because there's a lot of great players who are now signing off. Messi, this will be his last World Cup. For Ronaldo, it will be the case. Neymar, it remains to be seen, but also a player like Luka Modric will go. So it's now up to the new generation and the new stars. And yes, in 4 years, the big star will probably be Kylian Mbappe. And why not Erling Haaland for Norway to stand it up? But yeah, there's a bright future and a lot of interesting players. But like always, they all step up. If you only go to France, it's incredible how much talent there is in this country. We're talking, yeah, there's 6, 7 A-level players not here, and now still they're in the final. That's just incredible.
Yeah, and that's all as a result of the Clairefontaine Academy, I think we can say, Karim.
Yeah. And the French academies, by and large, not only Clairefontaine, but in so many clubs you have great, even in the grassroots, for example, in the French, in the Paris suburbs or in Marseille, and in huge clubs such as Rennes, for example, or Lyon, you see great academies, and they produce each and every time great players in every big European leagues: Spain, England, Italy, and France.
And
Germany.
We're seeing Aurélien Tchouameni on that list there. We made this list
despite before the penalty
shootout.
Yeah,
But you can't really base it on that. Ed, what in terms of young players coming through, who has impressed you the most? You saw that list there. Just a name.
Well, it's two players who are based in Germany, Jamal Musiala and Jude Bellingham. Not just because of the talent, because we always have talented young players coming through. We always have players with technical quality, with a turn of pace, with agility, with the ability to finish off. But what these two have is maturity, leadership qualities, character that belies their young years. And I think that's something I would even include Bukayo Saka in that list as well.
He is in that list there. You can see him.
Yeah.
So 20 years of age, absolutely. We saw, I mean, how much he created for that England setup. Of course, Gareth Southgate now staying on as manager from the latest reports. And, I mean, a lot of flair. I want to touch on a young player who actually was really strong at the back, Josep Gvardiol, sorry, for Croatia. Karim, he was one of your favorite players.
Yes.
Until he got absolutely skinned by Messi, but that happens to the best of players.
He's part of the great Croatian World Cup this year because it was solid. You can always rely on him, and even when there are some waves against Croatia, he was always there with his mask so that he can be we can recognize him quite easily on the pitch. And yeah, he plays in Leipzig right now. We saw him in the Champions League, but from now on, so many clubs will be there to try to buy Josep Gvardiol. So that's just incredible from him and for Croatia as well.
You're right that he had a really tough time against Messi. But I tell you what, that is going to be such a learning experience.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that kind of challenge, that kind of one-on-one duel, really bad day. But in the years to come, that will make him, I'm sure, a much stronger player.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to the best of us.
It's really good that you also say Musiala, though. I really like that because Musiala, Germany drops out in the group stage, so it would be easy not to think about him. But the way he impressed us, I think, all during this tournament, I mean, that's the future of the German team. With Jude Bellingham, of course, for England. Those two players, like you say, also real leaders on the pitch. That's interesting. I mean, yeah, but there's Cody Gakpo for the Netherlands, but yeah, he will never be a leader on the pitch, for example. And these two players, they just dominate the play. You're seeing them all the time. These are the players who will take the place of Luka Modric at some point, that's for sure.
Yeah, but still, Cody Gakpo, he had all the pressure at some moments in the group stage for the Netherlands because they didn't play quite well in the group stage, but Cody Gakpo was there to score 3 times in the group stage to allow the Netherlands to go through up to the quarterfinals. So we can give credit to Gakpo.
Yeah, it's a different type of player.
Yeah,
but I think that if we really talk about superstars and world superstars, I think that Musiala and for Bellingham we can we safely say that they will be quickly on a really high level. But to be fair, Musiala is already playing at Bayern Munich.
If you didn't know Musiala was the age he was and you saw his performance, you would think he's a veteran midfield general, the most experienced player in this team. And that's something that I think is new about this generation of young players.
A maturity.
Yeah, I think so. Maturity. They've got such confidence from coming through academies at such high levels, already tasting football at teams who are dominant in their local leagues, being surrounded by quality. And, you know, Musiala showed it here at the World Cup, exactly what he's got to offer.
And of course, we expect that after this World Cup, a lot of eyes have been on these players. And they're young. They're going to fetch a huge fee after this to some of the top European clubs, if they're not already there. Do you see any big movement in the market?
Yeah, I do. I'm really excited about, on the point of Bellingham, Liverpool's midfield. I think it needs a bit of a renovation, a bit of a rehaul. And I think there are a few players here. Bellingham's been long linked with a move to Liverpool. But I think someone like Sofiane Amrabat of Morocco, I'd love to see him, what he could do in the Premier League, his aggression, his tenacity, his positioning, his use of the ball, whether he's someone who could really step up to a truly elite club and command a place in their midfield.
And we'll see, of course. Enzo Fernandez, another one. I mean, there's a whole host of players who are coming through the youngsters.